Welcome back to Delta Green. The campaign continues. The agents are left to pick up the pieces after their last op. And by pieces, maybe it's pieces of themselves, maybe it's pieces of Fallout, who knows? We'll see. This show is rated R for cosmic horrors and for cosmic horrors and the slow deterioration of body and soul of all the player characters. Hopefully not the players, though. We've had character deaths, we've had horrible character deaths and incidental ones, and we've had aliens and sorcery and monsters and so on. So yeah, that's Delta Green for you. If you like it, don't forget to follow, bell icon, subscribe. Okay, bell is for YouTube. Anyway. And who's with us in this Z team? Z cell, actually.
Hi, I'm Briar and I'm playing Dr. Alice Blair.
I'm Coach and I'll be playing Agent Adrian Wallace.
I'm Cal and I'll be playing Jacqueline Morgan.
I'm Corvus and I'm playing Jareth Tristan.
I'm Harper and I'm playing Sarah Gwen.
Because Cora Franny Talbot died in a car accident last session. Or did she? As far as we know, she is dead. And, yeah.
We just need to get old frat boys back in New York.
I don't
Put a new
recall
band
that
down in there.
Talbot ever...
Stick her braid out, put a band-aid on it, and put it back.
Yeah, I don't recall that Talbot ever actually shared the location of the bookstore in question.
I have the phone, the frat phone.
Yeah, you do. Nobody has replied yet.
Could
Maybe
always
they
try.
will never do that. Or maybe they will. What is the least bad result of that? Who knows? But the first thing we're actually going to deal with, because we are doing downtime here, and that, not hard time, downtime, we are going to check out how Tristan comes out from the other side of his injuries, because the first thing that happens really during our downtime here is Tristan waking up in a hospital room, I'm guessing. Maybe I should have chosen the hospital room rather than the cemetery. We're getting to the cemetery, but Tristan is in fact in the hospital, and there might be permanent wounds incurred. You have, anytime your character is reduced to 2 or fewer hit points, make a Constitution ×5 check. And that was, you did it twice. So I'm going to ask Tristan to roll Constitution ×5 twice. That's going to your statistics and just click on the dice roller for your Constitution. Let's see how this goes.
Okay.
Is he getting a permanent injury or not?
Statistics. Constitution. 1.
No.
2.
And no! Look at this guy go! He's a unit of bodily resilience.
Not even the IAPA can keep me down.
Not even the IAPA can keep you down. Oh, also, you hit 0 hit points. Isn't that sanity check, I think? Let me have a look, though. Reduced to 2 hit points or fewer. Yes, indeed it is. Are you adapted to violence yet, sir? You are not. Roll a sanity check. That worked, so that was the first time. Roll again because I'm evil.
Lovely.
Okay, that didn't work. Because you were reduced... No, wait, you never went up... So you were reduced to 2 hit points, but then you only got the 1 back, so you only had to roll the once. Yeah. Because you didn't actually go back above 2 hit points. Yeah, okay.
That's correct. I've only been able to receive 1 point of healing every single time I've been healed.
So you do in fact not lose any sanity points from this experience, which means that you are still not getting another check mark for adapted to violence. Isn't that nice?
Yippee.
Yippee! Yeah, yippee-ki-yay. So Tristan is gonna be in the hospital for a while. Which in this case is... You're going from how many hit points to full? 2 hit points to 14. That's gonna be a while, isn't it? Yeah, probably. You're gonna be fine. So, treatment. You're gonna recover. Let's see now. Medical care once per week. So you're gonna recover. I think it's like 1 per day. It doesn't really matter, but you're gonna be in the hospital for at least a week, probably a couple of weeks. Since you didn't actually get any like permanent injuries, you're gonna make a full recovery. You're not even gonna have... You're gonna have scars, obviously, from whatever it was that bit down onto your neck, and you're gonna have a lovely scar from your collarbone to the middle of your chest. And I guess you can tell all your lovers about it in the future when, you know, you address each other and get to have some fun together.
I got mauled by a bear.
Yes, you did. And they're going to be like, wow. And you survived that? That's going to be awesome. Yeah. Other fallout pieces of this is that I mentioned before that there was, in fact, one more death in Glenridge after you had been ordered off the case by Army CIC, quote unquote. And this was one Nora Bellamy, age 39, who is found in the morning when the rest of you all are in his hospital or wherever you might be and picking up the pieces here. And you're no longer on the case, so who knows what might be found on that particular crime scene. But what you will note is that after that case, the whole thing goes quiet. No more murders. I think the press will have a lot of speculation about what happened. Was the serial killer apprehended? Did they move out of town? Were they arrested somewhere else? Did they die? There's so many rumors going on about the gunfight in the middle of the night, the car crash in the middle of Glenridge town. It's going to be hard to sift out the truth, which of course is good for you, but all you know is that the Glenridge chiropractor has apparently stopped its practice. The practice is closed for the moment. Maybe you managed to kill it after all. All you have to show for the entire op is a strange amulet that is being handed in to Dr. Jensen Wu at the American Museum of Natural History in New York City. And he is gonna put it away somewhere safe in the D-stacks, where only he can get to it, which I'm sure is gonna be perfectly safe, right? It better be, yeah.
For now.
Until
I,
he gets driven insane.
I
by all
worked so
the
hard
other
to steal that.
You did work hard to steal that, and you succeeded.
I succeeded so hard. I'm so good at sneaky.
Yep. It is now... Of course there's going to be a funeral for Cora Franny Talbot, and because you are officially on the same investigative team and worked with her on a regular basis, you are definitely invited. Yeah. Who else is showing up to the funeral?
I'll be going.
I'll be going
I'll be
to.
going as well.
I didn't know her, but she was crazy.
Oh, thanks, guys.
I think you knew her better than some, right? You saw her in some
Yeah.
very interesting situations, didn't you?
She thought she was God. It's cool. It was funny.
Anybody have any last words? Though you weren't actually that close to her officially, were you? Or how close? Like, did you hang out privately with her at all? Maybe a little bit,
Yeah.
but because Mr. Talbot will be there. Oh, goodness gracious. Is there going to be like a custody battle over Talbot's body if he's going to be buried with where her dad lives, or in Florida with Mom?
I'd like to add a third contender. DC.
Oh,
did stipulate-
Morgan's gonna come back and dig up your body to give it to the frat, so don't worry about it.
Okay, yeah. I think so long they can't cremate me, and
I have a feeling
Yeah.
that if the frat wants her body, they're gonna get her body. I don't think they would appear at the funeral necessarily. Such things
They're
are
gonna go.
like, why would they? Or
funeral's got good food though.
funerals do have good food, yeah.
Yeah.
This is true.
Full.
Blair
think-
remembers Corso.
Yeah.
You met Corso, haven't you? Like back
Yeah.
in the
I mean,
very
but
first
you-
case.
We did. We all met.
Oh,
Meet Corso
yeah.
At that one time.
Yeah.
Or he summoned the bees.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's correct.
ritual.
Yeah.
He summoned the bees, and we saw Corso.
Yeah, okay.
I
So,
was like, hey, that's
so
Oh.
yeah, this is true. This is true. Phallus is the only one who hasn't seen Corso. And Gwen, apparently.
I haven't.
Oh, Tristan hasn't. Okay.
Yeah, 'cause
I
we
only
weren't
know
at
his
the-
name, and that more than likely Talbot was
He's
talking to him a
involved.
lot.
He's involved with the unnatural, and must be eliminated.
Pop watching Unnaturals drop.
Yep. Wouldn't
I
that
actually,
be-
I think, if I remember correctly, I think like several months ago, I had this thing where I made Sarah, back when I thought she was 4 years old, beneficiary of my will.
Oh,
So I think, forgot I did that, but I think she'd decide to have Talbot buried in DC.
Oh, okay.
Everyone's mad.
Is this the first time the group's gonna meet Gwen?
It's not Tristan's first time, but it's everyone else's first
Okay,
time.
everybody else is gonna, yeah.
oh.
Because that would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though nobody knows that she's gonna be a member of the conspiracy. Have you chosen a good agent name for her?
Yes. I did.
What
I
would
just
that
need
be?
to find it again. Oh, I lost it. Give me a moment. Arian.
What?
Yes, Zwitarian. Right out of
Zwitarian.
that.
That is our name.
I know. It is their name.
Sounds like a tragedy.
Why is it so long? There could be Xena or Zella or
Oh, actually,
Those
I've got a
could be
better one.
Zendaya.
Zara.
Zara works
Zara.
too, actually, yeah.
Z-Y-R-A.
Z-Y-R-A. Zyra. Is that a name that exists? Okay.
I
Zora.
don't know.
Zelda.
Or Zarya.
You have Zelda right there.
Or Zarya.
Okay.
Nah. I want to do the funny thing.
It's gonna be a name starting with Z.
It's literally her name, just with the Z.
That's a terrible
Anyway.
choice, but okay.
Yeah, that is-
Nobody's
Letting
ever
me
gonna
die.
guess it though, right?
Letting Talbot drive was also a terrible idea, but here we are.
But here we are, yeah.
Yeah, no, Morgan should have driven. Should have drive.
Yeah. I don't think Talbot would have let you. I think.
Blair, Tristan,
I would
Phallus,
have been the one
Morgan's
pushing the brake.
staring into the distance as everybody is dressed in black, and it's actually Halloween the day after, the day before or such, because you don't want to hold the funeral, you don't want to wait with it too long, or maybe it's going to be like a month after she passes. There's a freezer, right? So it's going to be early November, and there's definitely going to be service in DC, even if her body isn't there, because it's going to be a memorial service. And so maybe you don't meet the family as such. Maybe you just are at the professional memorial service. I don't know if any of you want to say words over Talbot as a but there's also the conspiracy to think about. You might not want to reveal the extent of your or true connection to Talbot, because that would compromise security, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'll tell her. Yeah, I'm not saying no.
Pour one out, as it were. In Morgan's case,
Yeah.
coffee.
Yeah, go out to the great beyond without a nice cup of joe.
That
Send
would just
you
be
off.
tragic.
You can't die uncaffeinated, buddy.
Exactly.
Yeah. She was an engineer. It feels right for her to have some coffee on the other side.
For those of you who care to follow such things, Phenomenex is reporting from Glenridge as well during their slot on cable news, and it's going to be a lot of B-roll footage, a lot of... Obviously they had to get a new camera. There's definitely going to be a lawsuit against the FBI for allegedly wanton destruction of Phenomenex property. Don't know how easy it's going to be to prove that one, Phallus, because they don't have evidence other than their own testimonials, right?
Correct. It's all just tabloid journalism.
It's all just travel, yeah. How good are you at bureaucracy here to cover up your own, fill out the paperwork, and show everybody that everything was fine?
I'm getting better every day.
Let's roll a bureaucracy check to see how well you do. Let's see if you're going to have reprimand coming in against for aggressive behavior against journalists. Apparently not. You're filling out all the papers correctly. The journalists can't make the case in court. It was very confusing. It was the FBI lawyers will protect you and destroy them in court based on the character of Phenomenex. They're just fortune seekers out to try to make a quick buck off of the taxpayers' backs, right?
Correct.
Phallus is instructed to answer questions very succinctly, and just the question the lawyer is actually asking, not anything else.
I've spoke too much before, and not going to make that mistake again.
Clearly. Alright, let's see if you can increase if the functionality for apply skill improvements has been restored or not. Feel free to go into your character sheets and on the skills tab, look at the lower right corner where it says apply skill improvement. Let's see if it works this time. We've had some problems with it lately. I don't know if it's a module issue or not.
Yeah, it's not working.
It's
for
not
me, at
working.
least.
Okay. Psychotherapy. Let's see how much. Roll a d4, Blair.
Okay. Oh, come on.
Woohoo! It went up. Alertness.
That's better.
That's much better. Firearms. It went up. I don't want to hear any complaints. Human. You're very good at talking to people
Oh my
nowadays,
God.
aren't you,
Oh my gosh.
Blair?
Apparently.
The one person who is usually in the lab or treating people actually has excellent bedside manners these days. Athletics.
No.
This is going
Oh
great.
my-
I see no problems with this.
Fix your
Oh my God.
dice.
Criminology. Let's go.
How does your dice?
It can't roll. Okay. I was about to say, it can't roll another one.
First aid.
Okay.
You needed that after. I think Blair remembers everything she did wrong with Talbot.
Yeah.
Search. Why are you complaining again? Unarmed combat, even.
Okay then.
And biology.
Oh. I didn't even realize I did biology.
You did biology.
It was either a 1 or a 4. There was no
Yeah.
in between on those.
There was
rolls.
no in between there. Alright, Tristan. Let's go. Occult.
What kind of curse are you under?
Lovely.
My curse.
A Peruvian
Oh, no.
curse, probably, yeah. Alertness?
Break the curse. Okay.
Human? Will Tristan be able to start talking to people soon? Who knows? Athletics. Alright, and Phallus, you have a lot of D4s to roll. Begin with forensics, please.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just rolling the regular D4, the dice roll.
Yes, please. Because the button for applying skill improvements is not working properly. Again.
I'm having brain problem. Dice roll.
Down on your right, in the right corner, under the enter message, you will have a triangle. That's your D4. So you can click the triangle and then click roll.
I swear I might be having a problem. I don't see any of that.
Okay, can you see the chat messages? On the right side, you have speech bubbles.
There we go.
Top, and then
Crisis averted.
yes. It folds out. The panel folds out. Actually learn some forensics. Sigint! Alertness. You fail an alertness check with that level of alertness. That is impressive. Computer science.
Jeez.
It's a
I
pattern.
am
now,
also
isn't
under
it?
the mummy's curse.
Yeah, apparently. Persuade. Definitely. We have a lot of... I don't know. It's because the dice are green, I'm pretty sure. Morrigan!
Yeah.
Occult! Let's go!
Okie dokie.
What? You're breaking the pattern! You're out of the team. Alertness.
Okay.
Human. Criminology. That's definitely an area you're very good at, isn't it? And search. Very well.
I literally only got
There we
2s and
have it.
3s. All
Yep.
your 2s and 3s are mine.
Apparently. Alright, we are on the home front, aren't we, Blair? We're gonna do... This downtime will take you into 1998! Yeah, 1997 will end! Well, it was a long year for some of you, it was. Let's see, this November... Let's see, we have Oh, big news in mid-November here. November 19th. In Des Moines, Iowa. There's a birth of septuplets. It makes the news, what can I say? And there's also a Thanksgiving parade in New York, and one of the balloons or knocks loose a piece of a lamppost, injuring 4.
Do we know which balloon it was?
I have no idea, no. There is mass shooting in Kentucky. There is the treaty on banning landmines. But the US doesn't sign that treaty. Comedian and Saturday Night Live actor Chris Farley is found dead from a drug overdose in his apartment in Chicago. And then, of course, the highest grossing film of all time, Titanic, premieres in December. Who's gonna watch Titanic? I don't know. Everybody saw Titanic, so I don't believe it if you're saying that your agent is not watching Titanic. Just saying. Blair, what are you gonna spend your first home? I'm gonna do 3 home personal pursuits per agent here. So,
Okay.
what is your first personal pursuit here, Blair?
How much sanity can I regain before I hit a limit? That's my first question.
There's no limit to how much sanity you can regain. You have your 49 right now. Did anyone hit your breaking point this time? I don't think so. But it's close for some of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna do back to nature for this.
There is another way of dealing with it, and that is to go to therapy. Therapy tends to be the most effective way of
Oh yeah, I see it.
yeah.
I just can't tell the
Of course,
truth
for
about.
you can't do psychotherapy on yourself,
No.
because that would be weird. So for you, it's gonna be a 50-50 or a 49. Back to nature's rolling a sanity check, so it's almost the same. But if you're going to therapy, it's gonna be a luck check, and yeah.
I'll do therapy instead. Of
Very
course,
well.
not telling the whole truth.
Of course you're not. So that's why it's a luck check. So what are you
Okay.
telling your therapist? Not the truth, obviously.
Yeah, she'll only be talking about Talbot's death, not about the actual.
Yeah.
Cause
Losing an
of
8,
what-
that makes sense. You're going to, like, the FBI is going to have counseling sessions
God
for
damn
you,
it.
and you fail. You gain no sanity. Of course. But you lose a point from a bond. Who are we not talking to enough?
Mom. We're gonna go Bob, yeah.
Mom, okay. She's expecting you home for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And which one of the holidays are you ignoring the family for the therapy? Or which one is the awkward one, as it were?
I'll say she skips out on Thanksgiving. She basically stays in her own house the whole day.
You're gonna have your mom calling you, but I met the most charming lawyer recently. Really, Alex, you would love him. He's great. It's not like mom is trying to set you up or anything. Also, you should congratulate, let's see now, your sister has a kid now, don't she?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she got hitched last time.
Yeah, exactly. So, here we go. Welcome to the world, I don't know, boy, maybe?
Oh, yeah. A little boy.
So, you're gonna visit Willow at the hospital, obviously?
Yeah. She'll at least be there for that. Just not Thanksgiving.
Anything else would just be very impolite, wouldn't it? And again, you're not like losing a point to your sister. You're losing a point to your mom.
Yeah.
So it's fine. Yeah. It's not fine, but it's things with your sister are fine.
Yes.
So you are now what? Auntie Blair-ish?
I guess so.
Just wondering, is this the same lawyer that Talbot's mom tried to set her up with?
Absolutely not, because Blair's mom doesn't know Talbot's mom, so it's just
Great point,
if you're a
yeah.
mom
Yeah.
and you want to set your kids up with someone who is making a lot of money, it's either going to be a doctor or a lawyer. So it's a 50-50 thing.
I know. I find it funny. There's just this dude in the background that keeps going
Being
on blind
handed
dates
around.
with all the agents. Yeah. Why do my dates keep dying?
Oh my god.
I
Yeah.
wonder.
Oh,
Blair doesn't need her mom's help meeting doctors, obviously.
no.
Yeah. How is Tristan feeling when he's finally getting out of the hospital?
Orvis?
Where did
Oh,
he
I
go?
think he's still AFK.
Oh, then we'll deal with him later. Yeah. Clearly, yes, he just managed to do the BRB then. Phallus! How is Phallus feeling after this first operation?
Honestly, fairly fresh. Didn't take too much damage in the crash. Didn't really see anything too freaky outside of the initial. So I only took the one sanity loss, and that was really it. So
Yeah. You held your own. You drove, you did your job. Someone died anyway, but that was hardly your fault.
And she
I
decided
think
to crash
it was
the
our
car.
fault. Yeah, she was driving still.
She decided to put the pedal to the brakes and crash the car. She didn't do that. She drove more carefully. She wouldn't have gotten in a crash.
Yeah. This tells you how important FBI driver training is, right?
Yes.
Has to be. Are you familiar as a player with the various personal pursuits you can undertake? I have pinned them.
I just brushed up on them.
Yeah.
I think initially going to try and my strength statistic. Obviously, I wasn't the biggest guy out there on the operation, and the biggest guy was pretty easily tossed around from what I saw and had a long story in the hospital. So I probably am going to spend a little bit of time in the gym.
That's okay. Yeah, let's go with it.
Become the new biggest guy.
Roll your stat, basically. The stat times 5 there. And of course, you want to fail.
Always. I'm always looking to fail. Critical success.
Unfortunately, you have a critical success.
Oh my god.
It's like, clearly you lose a point. That's
Blow out a tendon. Oh my god.
but you don't actually lose a point.
To pick
Okay.
Yeah.
weights that are too light.
Yeah.
No good.
This was not enough of a challenge for you. But at least you're keeping fit, you're getting the hours in. Even if you haven't added much bulk during these months, you have at least given your heart a good workout. Nothing improved, but you're not at risk for cardiac anytime soon. How about that? Unfortunately, one of your bones is going down by one step because of your singular focus on this pursuit.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably miss a couple phone calls with my twin brother across the country.
What tells you that you are is this something that Adrian notices, or is it just something that slips by him because time is passing and he's been through a bit of trauma, so time gets diluted?
Yeah, at first he's gonna blame it on, oh, sorry, the 3-hour difference coast to coast it's rough to keep up with the call schedule, especially with my job. But after a while, he will realize and start to feel guilty about it. But at the same time, he's still feeling guilty and not picking up the phone.
Yeah, it's always the longer time goes by with not picking up the phone, the harder it gets to actually pick up the phone.
Yeah.
There's probably going to be some answering machine messages on the phone. Something like, if you're alive, say. If you're not, don't make me found out from a stranger. And you don't get to disappear on... What is Alex's nickname for you? Aid? That sounds weird. On the other hand, maybe it's not weird.
He was the bigger brother, so he probably would have call me Runt or something like that.
Runt?
17 minutes earlier.
Yeah. I'm 17 minutes earlier. I'm 17 minutes older than you. That counts for a lot. Very well. Yeah. This is the life, fellas. This is the life you've chosen. Alright, Corvus, you're back. Tristan, coming out of hospital. How does it feel? Walking on your own two legs again. Initially a little bit wobbly, no doubt, but firming up.
Feels bad, man. So probably gonna have to just focus on therapy.
Yeah, that makes sense, given your current sanity score.
Yeah.
Blair, are you gonna be the psychotherapist involved?
Sure.
Because your psychotherapy is better than his luck score. Isn't it nice to have your own resident psychotherapist in the cell?
Yep.
Unless she rolls like that!
Why do you always fail my rolls?
Blair! Blair, what did you tell him? Blair!
What did I do to you?
Blair!
Wow.
What did you say? Did you tell him the divorce was his fault? What is wrong with you?
What is
I
wrong
know my
with you?
Talbot died. I know. I'm sorry.
You weren't able to properly
Oh
deal
my
with
God.
Are you sure you're not too close to this? Yeah. Jareth
you're still
Tristan
struggling.
loses a point of sanity because of Blair's amazing therapy here. I want to
Oh,
see
God.
this scene. Like, it's
I don't.
early December, and Blair and Tristan. Blair is receiving Tristan, and it's weird that she's both doing psychiatry and physical medicine. But it's not completely out of the way for a doctor, but she's not a psychiatrist, is she? She's supposed to be like a medical doctor.
Yeah.
Though I will say her medicine is slightly better than her psychotherapy. So, yeah, what is this gonna look like? A fumble on this? Like, Blair is also poorly affected by this and is a bit too close to it, so she snaps at Tristan and blames him for everything. You were supposed to be the heavy hitter. You were supposed to bring that thing down. You were also in the tree when Talbot got hurt and attacked by that thing. What are you saying to the man?
Oh, I actually have no idea, because, oh no.
Oh, poor Tristan. He just blames himself for everything now.
How I imagine this, like in the funny way, is we just schedule a date to sit down and talk about this. We go there and it's just pure silence until one of us
Oh, yeah.
okay, it's done, and then we walk away from each other.
It's, we both aren't processing this well.
Just
And so
staring
yeah,
out
it's
into
all the
empty
answer.
space.
It's a nice, serene, like, space, like, air out the conversation to completely get it over. A nice lake in the background to set the mood for coming over trauma. And it's just pure silence. And all we could think about is death and the IAPA. And we're just like, okay, good talk. And then we leave.
It's terrible. Meanwhile, Tristan is self-medicating somewhere with extra whiskey. Or maybe not,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I love Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels is
Jack Daniels,
terrible. It's
a really
very
good
cheap
mistress.
stuff. You wanted the malt stuff, really, if you want the good stuff. But I can see
Moonshine.
maybe it's not about the taste this time. Who are we losing a point in bond score to here? Is it mom or brother?
Probably brother, because he has the highest one right now.
Okay. The local cop in small town West Virginia coming home for Thanksgiving, and mom has set the table with the turkey and everything, and Aiden is there, and then what?
I just stare off. I can't even eat anything. Occasionally I rub where like the scar is as if it still hurts.
Because it
And
might.
like when they yeah. And whenever like they try to talk to me, I like jump and answer like very shortly. Yeah, it was fine. And of course he'd have to break the news about Talbot because she was a family friend because she had to babysit Tristan, so that's probably not gonna sit well. Yeah.
I feel like Aiden, as the cop brother, wants to be very understanding, but also stoic. Remember, we're talking here about people who are... He's 22, so we're talking... He's Gen X, really. But, like, the image of Dad is, and certainly in a small town West Virginia, I think, probably, is as a man you don't show feelings, you don't show weakness, you don't cry and stuff. You're just stoic and you take it and you defend your home, so on and so forth. We don't talk
toxic masculinity. Love it.
We don't talk about PTSD in the home. We're just here, have a drink. It's gonna stiffen your resolve. Is that maybe what's gonna break the relation a little bit between Jareth and Aiden here, as he's, if Tristan has a moment of vulnerability perhaps, and Aiden just, man up, you have a job to do here, you have to get out there and you have to keep working to... She knew the risks, but we're the thin line between the civilians and the criminals and the bad guys. We man up and we go on.
Yeah, you definitely got mauled by a bear, and that totally didn't mess you up or anything. Man up.
Mauled by a bear in the line of duty sounds really weird.
That's how he's gonna explain the scar. He's not gonna say an IAPA came out of nowhere.
Obviously.
He's just gonna say a bear, because pretty much that's the only thing that could make a scar that big.
A machete, perhaps, or a chainsaw,
Some crazy
maybe.
killer with a machete.
A chainsaw, perhaps.
Ooh,
Chainsaw
chainsaw massacre.
Yeah, there are several things I think we could. Yeah, the mad drug dealer came at me with a chainsaw and just chopped down, and it was really dangerous and scary. But man up. This is going great. There's no toxicity at all in the 1990s. None. Are we gonna be nice and let Gwen do a downtime scene, even though she hasn't even been assigned to the cell yet officially? So, what might you be doing? You don't have any. You have lost a little bit of sanity, haven't you?
Yes.
Because you have seen weird things through a microscope and else, and through other means. We'll go into detail when you meet the rest of the team, won't we? But here you have a chance to pursue something.
I think therapy might be the best right now.
Okay. Roll a luck check then.
Yep.
apparently you had a better therapist than Blair. Hi, Blair. You're never gonna hear the end of this, are you?
Nope.
My therapist didn't blame me for anything.
Exactly. Roll a d4.
Yay.
Yay!
Aw.
Impressive.
Woo.
Impressive.
Oh my gosh.
Who are you losing a point of bond score to?
It's probably gonna be Finley. Just because he wanted Talbot to be buried in West Virginia, but ultimately it was up to Sarah and she didn't do that.
Yeah, that's a bit of a wedge. How is Sarah reacting to her new stepmom?
You mean
Her mom,
getting
that one.
married to her dad again?
Divorced and remarried.
She does not see her as her mom. She's just there. I think she and Talbot.
You're not
just
my
went
real
out-
mom, even though
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah, she and Talbot went out drinking instead of actually going to the wedding. So
That's gonna go over so
Yeah.
well on Thanksgiving and Christmas.
I think for Thanksgiving and Christmas, she's probably just gonna crash at Tristan's place with some Jack Daniels and wine.
Half a bottle for me,
There's-
half a bottle for you. It's
How-
perfect.
How many
Cheers.
times will we be doing there is a message on your answering machine from a relative who is very sad because you're not there.
I think everyone in her family is just in a bit of shock right now over Talbot's death, so there's just that, like, they're drifting apart, but they're not saying anything. So,
Just everybody, I can see the blocking now in the film scene here as everybody's looking their own way and turning their backs against each other.
yeah.
Merry
Yeah, I think there's-
Christmas. I got you something. I have no idea what you wanted for Christmas because I didn't bother to check. Also,
Yeah.
I sent it by mail because I'm so busy up here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's probably like another box of pipette tips or something.
Could be. Morrigan, what are you gonna do for this first personal pursuit?
Honestly, did I learn forensics? Or is
You
that,
can
like...
absolutely do that, yes.
Yeah, because so many times.
You
I
are
could've
definitely
used
gonna
I learned
fail the
forensics.
test because you have nothing in forensics. So you're taking an extracurricular course at...
Yeah.
So why don't you roll 3d6 and get some skill points in forensics?
Okay. Rolling.
You now
Okay.
have the forensic skill. You learned the basics
eight.
in this course. Which means that you can now start rolling forensics in every new op that's coming up. How does that make you feel?
Yeah. Slightly more useful.
Slightly more useful. Yeah, you have there's the kit. You know what the different parts do, but probably should not be the person who processes stuff on the scene, because if you contaminate stuff, it's going to be useless in the court of law. But at least you've learned some basics on this night course. As you do this, who's gonna miss you this downtime, this first
It's gonna
period?
be Bew again. It's gonna be Bew again.
You just absolutely
Madison is a
mauling
lot
you.
more understanding than Bew is. But
Bew's trying to get you out on all these foodie adventures, and you're just not there.
I'm busy. I'm sorry, I'm busy. I can't come.
I don't know if she's gonna just force you
Yeah.
to come out. She can't.
She could force me to come, but I'll be like, if she forces me to come, I'll be like I look like I have places to be, and that I'm very anxious because I need to work. I need to get better at things, or else more people on my team are going to die. And she probably doesn't understand my urgency.
Are you gonna
thinks it's her.
tell her about people on your team dying? Because I'm sure that's gonna lighten the mood during supper. She has this whole
Not very much.
food expedition planned out in the suburbs of DC among a bunch of new
Yeah, I'll feel
there's
bad.
a bunch
I'll
of new
come with
restaurants
her.
opening up.
I'll be all like antsy and standoffish, and she'll notice, and and she'll probably ask too many questions, and that I won't be able to answer. Then I'll just look at her and say, "One of my teammates died."
Oh. I'm so sorry. I'm so very sorry. I didn't know. And now she feels terribly bad about this. You've guilt-tripped her? No wonder this relationship is deteriorating. Good job, Morgan! Yeah.
And yeah, that bluntness is going to absolutely ruin friendships.
Yep.
I have no tact.
What is tact, anyway? Who needs it, right?
Beats me.
I don't know. How is everybody celebrating New Year's? And Christmas, I guess. It's 1997. Only 3 years left to the year 2K! You're getting to the future, folks.
Getting
End of a
drunk and
century.
getting drunk and
When-
using my
Some
housekeeping
people
privilege.
say-
Sorry.
Oh my
When
I
did
heard
people
from my
start
mom.
speculating why 2K was going to be a problem?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like they say in this end of
That
the
is
world.
Definitely a thing. Y2K.
They were saying
The
the world will
Y2K
end at
bug hasn't
2000.
been. It's more 98, 99.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
gonna
coming.
be like, it's gonna be the end of the world.
I think anyone who has
When
at
the year
least
2000
50 in
starts.
computer science or SIGINT will talk about it at this point. Because, oops, programming.
I have 51 in both.
Ah, you're aware of it then. Y2K bug. You have to fix the computers and make sure. You still have some time. December 1999, you're going to be busy. If you're still alive at that time, he said ominously.
If we still even have computers by then.
Maybe you'll all be back in the Stone Age and do the work from a cave. Then, January 1998, nothing bad will happen. Except, of course, a massive winter storm hitting New England, resulting in enormous power failures and, like, ice. It's an ice storm. Like, so the ice is, like, thick on the power lines and trees fall down on them and so on. Researchers in Dallas, Texas present findings about an enzyme that slows aging and cell death. I'm sure Gwen finds that interesting.
Very. That's actually one of her motivations is research.
There you have it. It's probably not having to do anything with the neo tissue, right? It's just
So,
an
I
independent research that came out with this.
I think when she thinks it's similar, she's just gonna have to put down the paper. And there was a fire in the fireplace needed to be started anyway, so it's just get started with that. Don't want to use the heater; it's expensive.
Mir Kazi is sentenced to death for a 1993 assault rifle attack at South CIA headquarters that killed 2 and wounded 3. Other news: Super Bowl, that thing. Super Bowl 32. Who is rooting for what team? Denver Broncos versus the Green Bay Packers. Everybody is a sports nut in this team, aren't you? not a single jock here. Not even Morgan and
No.
Tristan. You're not watching the
That
football.
might be a bit of. I probably played football, so I know what's going on. But I'm too busy trying to figure out what the stuff in my kit are.
So, what is this stick? What does it do?
What is this? Why do you need 3 different types of tweezers? How many tweezers do they?
Tristan, no Super Bowl. Phallus, any Super Bowl?
No, Tristan isn't a big sports fan.
But he's a special operator. Everybody's talking about Super Bowl at work.
He's a special op, but he more focuses at work, and especially now that he's in Delta, I don't really have time for luxury sport and all that stuff. I need to focus up on killing.
Delta Green hasn't called you for months by now. Maybe they will never call you again. Maybe that was the last op you'll ever do. Hope springs eternal.
No.
Phallus, are you a sports jock?
It's more of a baseball thing.
More of a
Me and my
baseball
brother
thing.
used to play back in the day, and since I quit the intramural, I haven't really up to.
The Denver Broncos win against the Green Bay Packers, and as a complete, absolute illiterate when it comes to American football, I have no idea of the significance of that. I've heard of the Green Bay Packers, that's all I can say. But the very next day, I remember this quite well because I was old enough to remember this. The Monica Lewinsky scandal. Bill Clinton denies that he had sexual relations with former White House intern Monica Lewinsky. Spoiler alert, he lied.
Man, that was my
Yeah.
favorite telenovela. Why'd you ruin it?
He's only on episode 3. Give him time.
Also, fun fact, you can actually follow Lewinsky on X these days in 2025, and I think she had one post that where she said someone had asked about like poor career choices, and she had answered it by writing, "An internship in the White House will look great on your CV." So, 30 years later, she can joke about it. But at
good.
this stage, she's
Yeah.
fairly young. She's 20 or something, and she's going to go through a media tornado. It's not going to be fun for her at all. Let's see now. Oh, a bomb explodes at an abortion clinic, killing one and severely wounding another. Unfortunately, Talbot is not here to investigate anymore. But I think that all of you will think of Talbot when you hear about this bombing, because that's exactly what she would have done.
No, it's not. She would not have blown up.
No, she would have investigated the fallout and brought the guilty to justice. Gee.
It's like,
What are you...
hold up. No, don't.
She would have
don't.
investigated it. That's what I'm saying.
Don't speak ill of the dead like that.
No, why do you think that's what I implied?
You said. I'm sure we're all thinking of Talbot after bringing up a bombing, considering did that to a church? Not a church, a cult. So I was like,
I was the
Dear.
one.
Washington National Airport in February is renamed the Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport. And the Winter Olympics in Nagano, Japan. Who is watching? More sports,
I'm a really
y'all.
big figure skating buff.
Yeah, figure skating.
if it's on.
It's
Addison
definitely on. It's on
made me
everywhere.
watch it.
Probably turn on as background noise while I get drunk. The holidays. I don't need to be in the lab. I can drink.
No, this is the in late February, mid to late
Oh,
February.
never.
Yeah.
Never mind.
The Winter
I'm
Olympics
watching
is in late winter.
I'm watching it while dreadfully sober.
Yeah. Anybody watching Daytona 500?
What?
It's car sports. It's motorsports. I know that much. 2 white separatists are arrested in Nevada on February 18th, accused of plotting biological warfare on New York City subways. Good thing someone was there to catch them. I'm sure FBI was involved in that one. Was any of the team involved in that one? This is probably like
Probably me.
extremist. It's chasing down extremists and stuff.
Isn't that?
The biological part might have been Sarah, but
Yeah.
I probably would have been taking part in the actual
Takedown.
muscle work.
Yeah.
Sorry, where did you say they were actually arrested?
What was that?
Where did you say they were actually arrested?
In Nevada.
Okay, yeah. I'm more a northeast sector kind of agent,
Yeah. that
at
makes
least
sense.
usually.
And there's a bunch of tornadoes in Florida in late February because of El Nino. And the Supreme Court of the United States in March rules that federal laws banning on-the-job sexual harassment also apply when both parties are the same sex, which is a step forwards for LGBTQ issues in the US. Because this is 1998 when there was still progress being made on that. I'm not commenting on present-day politics at all. Oh, look at that. In March here, we have NASA announcing that the Clementine probe orbiting the moon has found enough water in polar craters to support a human colony and rocket fueling station. Should humanity go into space and colonize the moon?
why not?
Haven't we done it already?
Not sure.
I thought you were all like, no, don't go into space. There are horrible aliens out there after all the things.
Yeah,
that
they're
some
like-
of you've
Yeah, that's.
Isn't that Nemesis thing?
seen. It's gone now.
That Nemesis
apparently.
thing is still out there. It's still out there somewhere. Being a menace.
The Imperial Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan is fined for burning a cross in his garden. Apparently, it is not because of hate
What?
speech, but it's because he infringed air regulations in California.
Crazy.
The 70th Academy Awards, hosted by Billy Crystal. This is in 1998, March 23rd. James Cameron's Titanic wins 11 awards. Yeah. And this is peak Academy Awards. I think it's like the most watched Oscars, basically. Apparently the FDA approves Viagra. Very important. 3 tornadoes in Minnesota killed people, and Judy Buenano, there you go, sorry about pronunciation, is executed by electric chair in Florida, the first woman to be executed in the state since 1848. She was a serial killer. Was she the Glen Ridge Ripper? We'll never know.
Nope. She did poisonings.
She was not. Okay. Oh, you know about her case. Excellent.
Yeah.
I don't know about. Why don't I know about her case? I don't know. Blair, your second downtime.
Yep.
Your second.
It's gonna be, where is it? Fulfilling responsibilities. Bonding time with Dad.
Very good. Let's go. Sanity check.
Yep. There it is.
You changed the colors. It didn't help.
No, it didn't.
But you actually get +1 to the bond anyway, because that's how it works. All right, how are we? We're meeting up with Dr. Oscar Blair here. He's retired. He is enjoying his golden years. What has he done lately? I think just after Christmas and New Year's, he and Mom will be going on a cruise of the Caribbean, because who wants to be in the northern part of the U.S. during January? It's either that or a skiing trip. What do you think? What would they do? Cruise to the Caribbean or a skiing trip in Colorado?
I think cruise
A
would be
cruise.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be like a 2-week cruise of all inclusive and so on. They're gonna send you postcards from Jamaica. And when you get back, it's gonna be another round of golf, isn't it? I feel like
Yep.
you should almost get like athletics
A
increase.
golfing skill.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sooner or later for golfing with Dad. We all know that doctors are amazing golfers, right?
Sure.
Yeah. That's what doctors do in their spare time, isn't it? Or maybe, I don't know if Dr. Blair is that interested in golfing, though. Is Dad,
Probably all.
is meeting Dad the only time Dr. Blair goes golfing?
Yeah.
He's gonna show off some pictures from the cruise. Mom looks very happy. She has the straw hat, the drinks with the umbrella in it. And yeah, they've had some fun. They've had some fun out there. And he's gonna ask you questions like, what's going on with work? Any interesting patients, cases? I know you can't talk about specifics, but if you have any questions about any of your patients, you can always ask me for a second opinion. I may be retired, but I am a doctor. And one's a doctor, always a doctor. So we can say that we're talking shop, and then the whole confidentiality thing doctor-patient confidentiality thing doesn't apply between you and me, because we both share the stethoscope, don't we?
Yeah.
She says without actually sharing anything.
She'll probably share a few things. I don't think she needs advice at the moment, but she probably would have shared anything interesting that she's seen.
Yeah, your mom and I, we went to see Titanic 4 times, I think. She just can't get enough of that movie. Myself, I like the effects. It's really cool when the ship breaks up.
Yeah. I'm not surprised she loves it so much.
She's, the romance was amazing. Yeah, basically the only movie everybody talks about in January and February and March is Titanic. And the only thing you will hear on media in terms of music is Celine Dion singing the theme song. I'm not going to repeat that here because nobody wants to hear me sing. Speaking of pop culture events, what was Tristan's opinion about Titanic?
I didn't really care for it. He's a very boring person.
Is he?
I'm not gonna lie, very boring person except for when he's on the field. That's when he's a bit better.
Very well.
Being in the military does that to someone.
Okay. I wouldn't. I just did my 11 months, but so I guess he didn't even appreciate it when people were screaming and dying in the movie and all the water came rushing in. You haven't seen anything bad ocean related yet, have you?
No.
Unnatural ocean related yet. So at least that won't trigger you.
I think the only
Right.
person who remembers that would be Blair.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, the big crocodile. But it wasn't ocean related. It was more like river related that time. So
Yeah.
What is Tristan gonna do during these 3 months?
Briar, I know what to do.
Are we gonna do
you
another
really want to
therapy
trust
session
me?
here?
I'm at 29 sanity!
Yeah,
I need
he
to go
needs
walk.
it. He needs it.
Oh,
Let's go, Blair. Help him.
oh,
Boom!
oh my god.
Oh man, we're witnessing
bring it back.
history.
That
History
is
is amazing.
what we're talking about. Okay.
From a crit to a
Tristan
success.
gets 6 sanity points back, which you sorely needed.
Oh my God.
Hell yeah.
God is out
Oh.
there. Thank you.
And
Hit you with
your
a quick
bond
lobotomy, got you
with
feeling right.
Blair goes up 1 step as well.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So this time you actually had, maybe Blair has done some research this time, and
Yeah, and she's learned to cope with herself a bit about it, so it's now easier for her.
yeah,
Her
she's processed
talking
her own
over.
trauma, and now she can focus on Tristan's and just sit down and ask all the important questions. Maybe some, I don't know. I don't know if CBT was a thing yet. When was CBT invented?
Mm.
There we go. Oh, 60s and 70s. So yeah, you can definitely use some CBT on him. Cognitive behavioral therapy to help him not get triggered by things. And cope with his anxiety. Yeah, that OCD is still... Oh, you know what? Since you roll a critical success, you might even have... Let's see now. You suffer from a disorder. Critical success with a therapy's roll cures it. Look at that. You are not going to suffer from your CBT
Boom.
for
Hell
now.
yeah.
So first she absolutely dropped the ball on this, and then she came through clutch. That's a word that I've learned that the young kids use nowadays. Or youngins. Younger people than me. I don't know. Maybe it's millennials. I don't know. I'm old. Who are we losing a point to?
You know what? Let's keep up the hate train, Eden.
Oh, Eden. He's getting sad. Let's see.
Don't worry, I'm finally up a little bit. Maybe next time I'll spend some family time.
There's gonna be like a letter. He's writing you a literal letter.
Oh, he doesn't even want to talk to me anymore. You know what? That's
No,
fair.
he wants to talk to you, but he's left so many messages and sent you Christmas cards that you didn't send him and all the things. So he's writing a letter where it says, I don't need details, I just need proof of life. And time zones aren't an excuse. There are calendars. And I can't chase you from here, but I can. I still love you, bro. I still love you. Are we feeling guilty yet?
A tiny bit.
A tiny bit, yeah. You just need to get your sanity up to a nice 50 or so, right?
Might be reasonably fine at 30 for now. I don't know.
You're at 35. It's amazing.
Yeah, 35. I might be fine for there for now. We'll see how this op ends.
Or starts.
True.
Uh-huh. Fellas, what are you gonna devote yourself to now that it's 1998 and Windows 98 is coming out?
I am going to go for special training in electrical security.
It's not coming out yet. It's coming out in June. So you know that it's coming, but it hasn't been published yet. Special training in, what did we say again?
Electronic security systems.
Okay. Are we calling this? Okay, let's see. Page 30.
It was one of the examples.
Oh, it's one of, yeah, okay, fair enough. So, let's go. Electronic security systems. And that keys to intelligence, apparently. Yeah, that is automatic. But it does going to impact a bond yet again. Frank or Alex?
I'll probably pick up the phone call with Alex and catch up and everything, and he'll ask about baseball. And I'll be like, I don't have time for baseball. And then I'll probably start a little bit further of a schism than even worse than had I not answered the phone in the first place.
He's going to... he finally catches you on the phone, but as a twin, that bond, I mean, It's special. He feels the distance. There's a piece missing when he doesn't have proper connection with you, isn't there?
And I feel it too, but I'm missing a part of myself also. So
Yeah,
it only
Alex
makes sense
is
he
like,
would feel the same.
oh, you're there when he is calling, and you actually pick up this time. What have you been up
Yeah,
to,
sorry.
bro?
Just a lot of work and extra training stuff. How the time difference is out here, obviously.
Time difference. Okay, I've told you my schedule in my messages. It feels personal at this stage. What did I do?
You haven't done anything, Alex. It's just the nature of this. Call me last minute's notice, send me halfway. Work with a team I don't know, and watch somebody die right in front of me. It's rough, man. As much as I'd like to be able to pick up the phone and talk about things all the time, I don't want you to have to deal with that same dark stuff that I have to do.
What does Alex work with? We haven't established that.
He is probably a high school baseball coach.
High school baseball coach. Okay. On the other side of the country. Is that California or Washington State or...
Yeah, Washington.
So he's somewhere around Seattle or something.
Somewhere in that region, yeah.
Yeah. He'll be like... I'm so sorry, man. I really don't know what that is. I have a regular schedule. I have the kids showing up. It's good work. I keep them out of trouble. As long as they're playing baseball, they're not shooting up or shooting each other. So it's really important for the community too, but that shit, I don't know. We've had some kids that we've been worried about, but they're most... Is he working with at-risk kids at all, or is he just working in a super comfortable upper middle class area where nothing bad ever happens?
Real basic backstory is we would have grown up in South Carolina or somewhere in that region, and both eventually hit adulthood and went our ways. The big issue was there was a girl that I was interested in, and she was introduced through to my brother through me, and that 17 minutes apparently made a big enough difference. And there was a little bit of difficulty like being around and seeing all that. And so they moved to be closer with her grandparents, and then my family ended up moving out that way too. A little old, but for professional reasons I ended up moving a little closer upstate.
You need to apply for a job out here, man. The whole family's out here. You need to come out, man. You not being here is just not cool. Right? We need you. It's a puzzle here, and there's a piece missing. And that piece is you, man.
I know, bro. I'll make it out that way one day. I just gotta wait for the right time and the right transfer. We specialize division right now. Skills. There's not really a lot of infrastructure for what I'm working with out there yet. And I don't want to take that big of a pay
Say
cut.
so.
No offense, but I don't have the same backup structure.
There's some pretty nice teachers out here. I can hook you up. Yeah.
We'll rain check that. I promise I'll come visit soon.
Yeah, you better.
We'll see a Nationals game or something.
Yeah, that would be great. You take care now, bro.
You too, brother.
There's a bit of a chill at the other end because of the deflections and the prevarications and the phone line went a bit frosty, you could say. Gwen, what are you doing with your life? More therapy?
No, because making the healthy option has never been Gwen's specialty. I think I'll do some research into the occult. Specifically, I think she just started going through Talbot's things
Oh no.
and found all of the occult books and just took them back to Tristan's apartment and has them arranged on the living room floor, trying to figure out what the hell. Because there's been some weird stuff happening in her life, but she's now trying to figure out what was Talbot doing.
Is this a stay on the case thing or improve the skill thing?
Improve the skill. I think she's more of stuck in the Arcanum Society stuff and not the actual case files, because
Very
Talbot
well.
sent all the case files to Corso.
Let's roll the occult then. And see if she learns anything. Apparently
Damn
not.
it!
No luck at all. Wow.
I think Tristan's just sees her sitting in a circle of papers, like.
And have no
Fuck.
idea
Please
what
don't
any
go
of this
crazy
means.
like your mother. Please don't go crazy like your mother.
Okay, are we losing another point to Dad then?
Yeah.
Finley has always taken the brunt of this. This
Yes,
is being
that's
ignored
why I
by the
brought him
entire
back.
family somehow.
That's why I brought him back.
Yeah. What has he ever done to deserve this?
A lot.
A lot. He's hardly.
Should I list in chronological order all of the marriages and divorces to
Maybe.
one single woman?
But just because they're off and on, and now they're on again. Ooh, are they gonna get like a sibling for Gwen?
Oh, that would be awful. I love it, actually.
So there's only 23 years of. Maybe they're too old for that now.
If they had, let me
Depends
do some
on
math real quick.
if they had Gwen when they were like 20.
Teenagers. No, yeah, it's possible, but they'd be 38.
Yeah, that's totally possible, actually. Okay, that's the weirdest age difference between siblings, but not impossible. It's congratulations! It's girl! Gwen has a
think they
baby
gave the-
sister.
I think they gave the kid another really bad spelled name, and she was just not talking to them for a bit.
You know what? Why aren't you coming over here? You should help. Out at home. Take care of and get a picture taken with your baby sister. They're gonna take this girl. She is gonna be properly taken care of and be loyal to the family, unlike some others. The sense of there is a new favorite in town is gonna be compact, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's just because they didn't raise her, Talbot did, and now they're trying to act like they're a family again.
Yeah, they're definitely a family.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So in 20 some years, when we get to what, 2020?
Aerosmith, yeah.
2020 or something, then the younger James will join Delta Green.
I'm just setting up like one trick about me to know my next character. Pay attention to their kids.
What is Morrigan gonna do for your second period here?
You is my relationship punching bag. Okay, I need to give her a bit of a refill, so I will be hanging out with her.
Oh, you're going on the food tour with Bo.
Yeah. Yep.
Bo is very happy. Roll a sanity check. Let's see how well this goes.
There's... Yeah.
Not as well as you wanted it to go. That's, I guess, what we can say. You get +1 to the bond anyway.
Nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be a food tour. She's going to introduce you to all sorts of cool new cuisine What was the food fashions of 1998? I have no idea because I'm not a foodie. Okay, Moroccan cuisine is starting up here. So, yeah, couscous, pastilla, and decadent desserts apparently. Comfort food. That's perfect for you, isn't it?
Yeah, as long as it don't got no kiwi in it. She's allergic.
Oh, yeah, no kiwi in it. No. Moroccan food is not famous for its kiwi, is it? I don't know. I have no
I don't
idea.
know.
Sushi? California rolls?
So he's fine.
Yeah. Brendan. And of course, there's going to be conflicting health advice. Should you use margarine or butter? Is salt good or bad for you? And 1 week it's amazing, and 1 week it's going to kill you immediately. But you're going to have some
It's all
lovely...
toxins anyways.
What was that?
So, it's all toxins, quote unquote, anyways. Eat your almonds and you'll be good, be a good girl and eat your almonds type stuff.
Exactly. It contains all sorts of nice stuff. And yeah, it's not like it used to be before you joined the conspiracy, but it is something, isn't it? It's like a sense of normalcy, just going to a bunch of restaurants and not having to worry about a monster dropping out of the sky ripping one of your colleagues to pieces, more or less. Though he survived it. Are we having flashbacks yet? No, we don't, because you don't have PTSD, do you?
Nope. I had fugue.
You have huge, yeah, so. The Brass Plover. There's a chef's counter, reservation only. It has a seasonal tasting menu. Smoked bluefish toast with preserved lemon. And martinis. That's what you get, Morgan.
I don't drink any of the alcohol, but food, pretty good.
Yeah, you can
Morgan's
have
gotta eat a
some
lot to
herbal. You
maintain
can have
that.
a herbal spritz instead of the martini.
Yeah, just the virgin drinks.
Exactly. Is it good?
Need to
When
keep my
is?
games.
Let's see. Now we have some months here. I'm gonna roll a secret die. I rolled an 8 on my secret die roll. Apparently, it takes a while before Gwen is actually introduced to the group here. Though I feel like she should be introduced in March at the latest. Blair, you're the veteran of this group. You're the longest serving member of Z-Cell, aren't you? There is
Yep.
nobody left from the first op anymore. Let's see now. Yeah. None of these characters remember Arizona, right?
Oh, I don't think so.
Or even Groversville. Was Morrigan in Groversville? Gee.
I don't think so. Groversville is
No,
the one with the.
Yeah, no, DeLuca was in
Purple belt, right?
Groversville.
Yeah, DeLuca
Yeah.
was in Groversville.
I joined
This is
after
true.
DeLuca take the
Yeah.
bucket.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
nobody is left from Groversville. Only Blair is left from Groversville. How does that make you feel?
Fenton's still alive.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
doing stuff.
How do you know that
Technically,
Fenton is still alive? You're assuming a lot here.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
So you're gonna get communication from A-Cell, Agent Adam. Or maybe it's Agent Alphonse again. Who is going to introduce you to Sarah Gwyn.
Lovely.
Yeah, your new recruit, your reinforcement to Z-Cell. As always, a dead drop, an appointment in a park perhaps, and then it's up to you to introduce Gwen to Z-Cell in a surreptitious way, sometime when you're not working on regular FBI stuff. So it's gonna have to be off hours, maybe during a weekend or something else. How are you telling the rest of the team to meet up? Are we doing the entire team at once, or are we doing one person at a time? If you're thinking OPSEC, it's probably more secure to do one person at a time over a longer period of time, so everybody isn't at the same place at the same time, so that reduces the risk of the cell being exposed to others, as it were. Like, why are these guys meeting at the same time in the same place again? It's a bit sus, isn't it? I don't know how paranoid Blair is yet, though.
Yeah, I think Blair will figure out everybody's schedule and then plan one by one.
Feel free then, Harper, to describe Gwen to everyone. And first impressions, perhaps.
Gwen is... It's kinda hard to tell her age. If she was raised by Talbot, she has to be in her early 20s, but she looks much older. She's about average height with shoulder length, light brown hair, and glasses, and a obvious lack of sleep. She's wearing a iron ring on a necklace. It could have been Talbot. And she just generally dresses however is lab safe. Closed-toed shoes, a shirt, long pants. Any combination of those. It's been a rough few months. Yeah.
What might be her first reactions to meeting the rest of the team? What might be the team's reactions to Phallus, Morgan, Blair? Maybe you should tell the team what your specialty is as well, because I'm sure they're interested
Oh, sorry.
in knowing that.
Yeah, sorry.
What kind of a job you're doing?
I'm a toxicologist. I specialize specifically in biological toxicology. I helped process a sample from Groversville, and I'm guessing that's why I'm here.
Any questions on that, Blair?
Not right now. Blair might ask something later.
Feel free to, whenever you feel like it, because we're abstracting things here.
Oh yeah, I don't have any ideas for questions.
Fair enough.
And I'm sorry, who's having this conversation? Is everybody involved?
This is like a general introduction to the team.
Okay. Then, yeah, did we meet somewhere for that specifically? I must have zoned out or something.
Yes.
My bad.
Blair, what kind of a place, what might you choose for a secure place for Phallus to meet with Gwen?
Let's say a park, one that isn't really busy. There's still people around, just not anywhere close. Just to blend in a sense.
Phallus will be incredibly sketched out by that.
Huh.
He'll bring his gun, but not much else, given the circumstances.
So how might Phallus react to this young scientist who has apparently done chemistry work on weird stuff?
Oh, I got the call on my Delta Green phone, so I know she's with the program.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, she's
okay,
the new
cool.
member of Z-Cell.
Okay, yeah. In that case, yeah, I'll definitely go ahead and reach my hand.
Agent Zyra, apparently.
I'm Xander. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So you're with FBI toxicology?
Yes. Specifically the forensic biotoxicology.
Very cool. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Have you met the rest of the team yet?
No, I have not.
Best of luck. Pretty new to the team myself, but what I hear you're replacing somebody who's pretty storied, a veteran of the group as it was.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
I'm more of a surveillance and entry type guy. Data and information is kind of what I'm good at. So I'm sure we'll
Sure.
be doing some work together.
Yeah, if we're part of the cell, definitely. Is there anything I should know for being a part of this cell?
You're gonna see things that you wish you never saw.
Oh wait, are you here?
Sooner or later, you're gonna meet Tristan as well.
Okay, because I think with Tristan it's a bit of you didn't tell me this was your job.
How is that gonna be, like, Tristan and Gwen meeting? And how is Blair gonna react to that? This is so weird.
More family intertwined here.
Yeah, pretty soon the entire little village where they come from will be members of Delta Green. And because of that, OPSEC will be ruined and Majestic will just level the place. Anyway,
Sorry. Anyway, yeah.
So, seeing things, investigating things.
Yeah,
There's no-
the last stop was pretty hairy. It was like a serial killer investigation that turned out to very much not be that. I don't know how read into the program you are, but this is not your ordinary task force, we'll say.
You say task force. Is there, like, fighting involved in this?
Usually, yes, from my understanding. I've been only on 2, and one of them almost got me killed.
There's fighting in
Gonna
nearly
happen.
every case so far. Oh,
What happens?
ah.
It wasn't too bad
Yeah.
for me last time. I just drove the car and snuck around, but it was pretty bad for a couple of.
fun sidebar. It's not called the program yet.
I think I said the group
Oh.
earlier.
Yeah.
Not that I
group works.
knew that was a distinction.
Yeah, it is.
Did I say that?
It is a distinction.
Oh.
Yeah. And it will have significance.
Oh.
But I'm not saying. Yeah, no, you did say the program. But the group works.
Ah, I thought this was a lab job.
Best be ready. Gonna
Eh.
have sometimes gonna have to do some real crazy stuff. Don't align with the law either. You think you can
It-
do that?
Yeah, I think I can do that. Totally.
If it helps, it's like a lab job occasionally. Last stop, there was a. I'm too stupid to remember, but there is this weird
It was a
polymer that's it was weird, and it was left behind by the creature that we were fighting at that time.
Hmm.
So there will be lab work, but that lab work will be not usual in the traditional sense.
Well,
Expects to have to improvise your own lab.
yeah. I can do
And
that.
to lie about your findings if it comes down to it.
I can do that.
It's just gonna be a lot of lying. In general.
Sounds like
How
something
good are
I can
you at
do.
lying?
I convinced my department chair that I was a professor for 3 months. That count?
Oh, that's pretty good.
Your persuade is absolutely.
Predecessor
You
was-
had a lucky roll with that persuade, didn't you? That's-
Oh, I just looked at it. Yeah, that's bad.
Because your
Better
persuade
be
is.
you better be as good as your
terrible.
predecessor on this. Probably even better.
Yeah.
She was crazy good.
Yeah,
Yeah. Towards the end, I knew there were things she wasn't telling me, but I didn't think it was this. I didn't. Yeah.
And some things just can't be helped.
Yeah.
We were told that if we told anyone about this, bad things would happen, and it's best to keep it secret from everyone, including loved ones.
Who's protecting you?
Did any of the work you ever did have something to do with the crystal?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
What did that crystal do?
Oh, it
Uh.
sucked up your power to summon a planet to come destroy the world.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, the world almost ended.
Oh,
Jeez, how often does that happen?
Yeah, how?
That was the first.
way more often than it should.
You
Well, I
learn to
think that
stop
was-
asking questions.
Yeah, that was the first world-ending threat, but there were still plenty of other threats before that.
Sounds okay. Did you find a way to dispose of these very high energy crystals without blowing things up?
I believe we buried them somewhere.
Yeah, you did. And you didn't you put it in the car
Yeah,
and
we
then
buried
in
them.
the lake?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's what.
Nah, the blowing things up, that was hilarious. We came so close. So
Got it.
close.
Got it. Cool, cool, cool. Not relevant whatsoever. Yeah. Do
Not
you
a problem
know
at
when
all.
the next- No, absolutely not. Not a problem whatsoever. You know when the next event is going to be?
No, we don't know until
Random.
we get a call.
Ah. Okay. And how fast do we need to respond to these calls? Is this like the first responder kind of thing?
I'd say
Sorta?
yes. It's usually at least within a day to pack up
Yeah.
and get a ticket wherever we need to go and get moving.
Best to have a go bag ready.
Best case scenario, we're the only responders. Worst case scenario, we're the last responders.
Got it. Okay. Sounds good. I don't think I'll need to back out or become, what was it? We called them friendlies?
Yeah, that's a good word for it.
Yeah.
I think I can do this.
Very well,
Nice to
my
meet you.
friends.
We'll have to go out for pizza and beers. What do? We have a thing?
That's the first night of an op.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's also. Oh, wait, who has custody of Zed?
Oh, who does?
Talbot had- us-
Yeah, I'm still
Talbot
not
had
even clued in.
custody last, where she
I think
crashed
Blair
car, I
is
got
the
to-
cell leader now because you are the senior.
Oh,
Congratulations, Blair! You've been promoted.
No.
You are Zed's godparent.
Oh no.
You got this, Doc. Don't let us down.
Of course.
Obligatory showing of Zed.
Yes.
Zed jump
team-
scare.
Yes, the team mascot. Does that mean that we're gonna have a team bonding exercise with dodgeball? In memory of Fenton?
Y'all can all throw dodgeballs at me.
Nobody's even tried to increase
We
their
could all
dodge
throw
skills
dodgeballs at
forever.
you.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at dodging though. Like it's like really good. 50's pretty good.
Alright, so we have a new member in the team. And, good news everybody, winter ends. And still no sign of an op. A-Cell has not contacted you. I'm guessing they're giving you extra time to rest and recuperate since the busy year of 1997. And maybe there are some other cells out there who are getting mauled and destroyed, but you wouldn't know, because operational security means that you have no idea of how many cells there are and who are the members of those cells or how many members the cells have. All you know is A-Cell is out there, and also some of you have met members of M-Cell. And that's about it. One day, maybe you'll meet more people from different parts of this group. April comes! And, an F5 tornado strikes Alabama, killing 32 people. And then there's more tornadoes in Nashville, and yeah, so there you go. Tennessee. Could it be aliens? You don't know. Let's see. India carries out nuclear testing at Pokhran. There's economic sanctions. There's an antitrust case against Microsoft. And there is a school shooting in Oregon. The Lewinsky scandal continues. More fanatics are attacking abortion clinics. And Michael Fortier is sentenced to 12 years in prison for failing to warn authorities about the Oklahoma City bombing. And yeah, more stuff with India and Pakistan. Lots of tensions there, apparently. What is Blair doing for the third personal pursuit time?
I'm gonna try therapy again.
Alright, let's go, Blair. Even psychologists need some psychology every once in a while.
Oh, thank God.
And this time it's definitely a success. A D4 sanity points you will regain.
Oh, of course.
You have no luck, do you?
No, I don't.
The good news is you're back up on an even 50.
Yay.
The bad news is which bond is going down?
Willow, let's make them all even.
Okay. Willow needs help with babysitting. And
Blair
you're
isn't
not
one
there
affected.
because you're going to therapy instead.
Yep.
How could you? What are you telling your sister? Oh, man. What is her partner's name? I don't even know.
I don't know either.
Decided yet.
Oh,
Alan. There we go.
yeah.
I don't know
Alan
why.
works.
I don't know why Alan, but it just popped into my head. Yeah, she and Alan, they wanted to go out on a date for the first time in months. They're exhausted. They've taken care of the newborn. Come on. Come on, Alex. Help us out.
I've got I'm busy. I have a scheduled appointment, and I'm gonna need more notice next time if you're gonna need a babysitter.
Really? We had our babysitter all scheduled, but she got sick with the flu. Really?
Why not ask Mom and Dad?
Because they're in Colorado skiing.
Oh, of course. Well, I can't cancel this appointment. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I get it. You're busy. I can't wait until... You can hear the mumbling. I can't wait until you get kids and have to stay up all the time and only have 4 hours of sleep a night for a month. Mutter, mumble, grumble over the phone line. Next time Willow, she's gonna have so big circles under her eyes because she's literally just zombied walking around. Where is the bottle? I don't know. And everything hurts. But apparently she can't speak enough about the joys of parenting anyway. I have a feeling that Alex Blair will be like, I don't know about the joys of from seeing your sister going through the grinder of being a new first-time parent and trying to understand what's happening with the kid. And you're not a pediatrician, so she's not going to call you. But she's going to call you every once in a while and ask you about, do you think my baby's okay? She has these symptoms. Or he has these symptoms. They have these symptoms. And she's just going to ask you about that. And yeah. Just chill. It's a baby, not a porcelain doll. He's gonna be fine. What is Tristan doing with his third and final chance of getting some normalcy in his life? More therapy? Hi, Blair.
For this one, is it okay if we do a double?
Nope.
A 2-person one.
What do you mean a 2-person one?
Me and Harper were gonna share a downtime.
Oh, yeah, okay. That works, as long as it's... Yeah, I get you. Got you. What are we doing here? You might want to increase your willpower at some point.
Yeah, I will. But I'm gonna let Harper take over from here.
Okay. Oh my god. I should be afraid now.
I know. I know. I think we're going to do a improved bond score, or in his case, form bond event.
Okay. Fulfill responsibilities. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Though it has to be one bond other than a bond for Delta Green.
Technically, this is a regular bond that was made before Delta Green.
Okay then. Is this Tristan and Gwen bonding? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Yep.
Well, Tristan doesn't have a bond with Sarah yet, so that is, for you, it's establishing a new bond. So, Jareth, I'm gonna ask you to roll a charisma check.
Yippee. Where is that? Statistics is in there. Yes, it is. Police. Nope.
Not at all. Okay.
Oh no. Oh no.
This reduces one bond other than a bond for Delta Green by 1 as you let other responsibilities... No, wait. Yeah, it does. Let's see now. Unfortunately... So, yeah. Who is going to go down?
Who started?
Let me look. Mom.
Oh. No.
These bonds are not going well for you.
I know.
We are
I'll
the
fix it
mom
later.
issues,
Don't
pal.
worry.
I'll
fix it later.
Yeah.
Sweats.
You can get them up to a 7 because that's your charisma score. You need to get both your power and your charisma up. And your intelligence, preferably. You don't have anything to work on during your downtimes, do you, Tristan?
I have. Yeah, totally not. Totally not the DM trying to tell me what to work on.
I'm just looking out for you, man. You're a statistic. Yeah,
Don't
some
worry,
of those
I'll take
statistics
your
are terrible.
advice.
But who needs statistics when you have some hit points, right?
Yeah, a lot of good that did me last time when I went from full to 0.
Okay, so let's see here how Gwen's bond attempt will work. You have to roll a sanity check. Oh, look at that. That's a success.
Okay, so someone started the
Improved-
fight,
but it's wait a
I'm-
minute. There
I'm
is
good.
no point in you doing this though, Gwen, because
Yes.
oh yes there is. No, there isn't, because your bond should be at 15 already, right? Because that is your charisma score. Because I filled this out before. Your father should be at 13, not 8. That's what charisma does. So
Somebody with a charisma above 10.
yeah,
That's wonderful.
someone with a charisma. Syra is going to be officially the face of the group, or would be if she had any persuade to speak of. But she doesn't.
I used it all on that professor stunt.
You did. So it's absolutely pointless for you to fulfill any responsibilities because you can't increase the bond.
Yeah. I invited everybody in the cell to a fancy party where a fight broke out for no reason.
What fight? Okay, let's hear about the fight.
So what our plan was that we invite everybody to a nondescript party, just as a yay, C-cells getting together kind of thing, but Sarah's mom and Tristan's mom started the fight.
Okay.
Nondescript fancy family party.
Oh, it's a fancy family party too. Why would you
Yeah.
want the rest of Z-Cell to witness your moms get together with your family? That's a
This
terrible
was
idea.
supposed to be a fancy family event. That's what adults do, right?
This used to
You
be
get
Not
a party
when
and
you're
you can
part of a conspiracy.
I didn't know that. I've never been part of a conspiracy before. Oh my god.
Blair, how much are you telling Gwen about her membership in this conspiracy? Like, how awkward is it going to be to be invited to Gwen's family party when...
Garden, I don't know thing. I don't know how to adult.
Oh no.
No, I don't know.
But you
I
have
thought-
been
I thought
briefed
you-
by ACEL on the basics, at least, Gwen. Otherwise, you wouldn't be
Yeah,
an agent. So, the whole...
yeah. It was.
This is top secret. Nobody who doesn't have clearance, like operational security, don't break down OPSEC. That doesn't register with Gwen at all. Maybe.
No, it wasn't as like a Z-cell getting together party. It was like work friends. Do you want dinner?
Work friends. I get okay.
Yes.
It's still okay. That's still
Probably just a
violating
blank
OPSEC,
piece of
but I'm
print.
sure it's fine.
Yeah. Blank piece of printer paper in the mail that said dinner's at 7.
Okay.
You're invited to the dinner.
Yes, the dinner.
And when Gwen's mom meets Margaret Tristan, sparks fly and glasses are thrown and
Oh no.
Tristan gets all the blame for this? Is that how this is?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, we shouldn't have invited
Be-
them.
because they just hate each other intensely, apparently? How do they hate each other? Are they blaming each other for what? Did Margaret have an affair with James at some point? Is this the case? With Finley?
I'm gonna let Corvus answer that.
Like, why would they hate each other so much to
No.
come to blows?
Maybe it's just because Sarah's mom was a teen mom. There's kind of judgment there. We
Right.
really should have thought this through a bit farther.
Oh, so Maggie Tristan is making like snarky housewife comments about Cyrus' mom being a slut. Is that it?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I used to think my mom was a sweet woman. Now, not so much.
I thought your mom was nice too. What the fuck?
Is Phallus and Morgan even attending this thing? Is Blair attending this thing?
I'll come. I'll come and I'll sit my nondescript beverage in the corner. As shit goes down.
Yeah, Blair would have come and is now just watching the show.
Probably have plans out of town, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Blair, are we telling Gwen anything about OPSEC here? No?
Not well at the party.
I'll probably tell her.
Maybe later then.
Yeah.
You tried to fulfill your responsibilities there, or establish a new bond there, Tristan, and it failed miserably. Yeah, sad. I'm sure you're gonna have a chance to establish a bond with Gwen during the next op when someone loses a lot of sanity points, and maybe it's gonna be you.
I don't like that.
Tristan hanging on by a thread.
It's literally the "this is fine," but it's Tristan with his long silver hollow point long slide just shaking, ready to pull the trigger.
Yep. He forgets his trigger discipline and just has the finger on it because you don't know what's around the corner, do you?
I'm not crazy. You're crazy. Shut up, Ghost of Talbot.
I wonder if that's just what her ghost does, just taps on his window.
Probably.
Throws Zed at the window.
Fellas, what are you gonna devote your third and final home scene to?
Unbelievably, I will be to take my brother to a national game.
Oh,
I'm gonna go visit the family,
nice.
give it a nice weekend and a half or so.
As your handler, I have to advise you that you can maximum raise your bond score by 2 steps because your charisma is that low. In terms of bang for your bucks, mechanically, it's not going to give you a whole lot. Like, mechanically, it would probably be a better bet to wait a little bit. But dramatically, it makes sense for the story, so I'm all for it.
You make a good point. Why not make things worse than better?
Exactly.
Instead, I'm going to take a point away from my old, as I have to spend a little bit more time focused, so I can't take those calls instead.
So your former partner, Mr. Lawrence.
Frank.
Yeah.
Yep.
You haven't missed a single fishing trip with him until now. In the spring of 1998.
Had to visit the family. You know how it is. They all moved away and expect me to do the legwork.
Yeah, if we don't go this weekend, we're gonna miss the season. This is the season for fishing insert type of species of fish that Handler has no idea about because he's not into fishing.
Salmon.
When is okay?
Bass.
I don't know.
Minnows.
Harp.
Mackerel.
Huh. Oh, my no.
Let's see now.
Oh.
Bass is apparently an in-season fish for May. Yeah, that's
Very
what
cool.
Google is telling me. Red snapper and grouper. Yeah, I have no idea what. But bass, yeah, okay.
Then in that case, I will go to improve skill.
Very well. What skill are we trying to improve?
Oh, I'm going to go to the gun range.
Ah. Bang. With your SIG. And it works! You're the first one to raise something during this downtime. Let's go. You add 3d6 percentiles to this.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a lot more than I expected to get.
Yeah, you learn how to stand properly, how to refine your firing stance, maybe refining a little bit how you're holding the grip. I don't know gun porn. Other people do. Look at that.
Ooh.
11. Okay. You can hold your own in a gunfight now. Definitely. This is why Phallus does not show up to the party, everybody, because he is at the gun range. Just letting the bullets loose.
Probably for the best.
Because I am so kind-hearted, I'm going to let Gwen do another, because the whole fulfill responsibilities doesn't work. But the scene with Tristan's, the two moms throwing down at each other works anyway because Tristan took the time. Gwen, go ahead. What are you going to do?
The failed family dinner, yeah.
Yep.
I guess firearms, since she just learned this is going to be a firefight kind of job.
Go ahead. Improve your firearm skill. That was so close to a 0-3.
Like,
It rolled over the 0. That would have been such... Like, at this point, the dice would just hate you, wouldn't they? But you succeeded,
Yeah.
so 3d6 to firearms.
Oh, boy!
You
Wow.
have definitely broken the bad cycle here for you when it comes to poor rolling for downtime. But now you're going to lose another point to Finley because that's what he's for, isn't it?
Yeah, the dinner was supposed to be really important. To do work friends, just celebrating the fact just that things were going well for her, and he couldn't keep Cindy in line for one dinner. That was all she asked
He's
for.
not gonna take that lying down. Like, you're blaming me for this?
It was one dinner. That's all you needed to do.
What about
One
me
dinner.
keep her in line? What about you inviting that hag?
You shut your mouth.
You knew, and you invited her anyway. And you can't even come around to watch your baby sister. Like, what kind...
She's more of a mother than your wife ever has been.
She is your mother. You don't speak like about your mother like that.
My mother is fucking dead, okay? I fucking buried her in Washington, D.C. last October. Did you forget that? Did you forget that?
I'm talking about your real mother. You've never been grateful.
I
She
think she's
put
just
you on this
going
planet. I can
Well, guess
see.
what? I've wanted to get off of it for multiple years now. And I'm just gonna slam the phone down.
Yep. Yeah, this is gonna go great. The relationship with
Yes.
Dad. There's no daddy issue here.
Yeah, none whatsoever.
On the plus side, when Gwen sees something absolutely horrible that shreds her sanity, she can just remove all the points from Finley.
Yeah, that's what he's there for.
That's what he's there for. Yeah. There's no toxic relation between anyone. Delta Green does one. She hasn't even joined Delta Green yet, and she's coming from a broken home already. That's very good for the mental. How does she have such high starting sanity? She has a lot of willpower, doesn't she? She's just willpower
Yeah.
through this. Yeah, that's...
See, hear me out. If I cut off Dad first, I'm not gonna get asked about marriage and kids.
That's true. On the other hand, he's a bit busy. Maybe he's just a bit angry right now and busy with your baby sister. Yeah. Also, he thinks you should bond more with your actual birth mother.
No.
Yes, he thinks so.
No. Not
No.
gonna do that. No.
No. Who's gonna be the new mom for Gwen now that Talbot is gone? Is it gonna be Blair?
I think Tristan's mom.
Tristan's mom, but Blair is like 42. It's perfect.
What?
I'm just gonna brush over the fact that she's older than Sarah's biological parent. Just,
Are you older than? Let's see now. I'm sorry, Blair. Yeah, you're 42 because you haven't turned yet. Because it's 97 was the last time you. Yeah. And
they were in high school when Sarah was born. Yeah. Blair is older than Sarah's biological parent.
but Tristan is 25 now because he's turned. He's 25.
And he has a mom I can steal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When was Phallus born? Like, during the year? What time of year? March? What month? Date? Phallus? You there?
Yeah, sorry, I was both muted and looking that because I do have that.
Because I haven't put that on your sheet yet.
I've got it as September 17th.
September
60.
Very well. So he hasn't turned 37 yet, is what we're saying. All right, Morrigan, what is gonna be your final personal pursuit here during this time?
Let's see here. I think I want to improve one of my stats. Like, you could do that, right?
One of
Improve
your stats,
stuff,
absolutely,
like
yes.
intelligence. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Try.
Which one?
So,
Power? Charisma?
willpower. Actually,
Willpower.
Yeah.
Yeah, willpower is something you need a lot of right now.
Yeah, I need willpower, bro.
All right,
I need
that. Do a willpower check.
rolling.
Let's see. Power check. Yeah, the 30% thing there.
Power.
Yeah. 100! Critical failure. That's exactly when you want a critical failure.
Ooh.
Yeah. Which doesn't really matter when you are failure or success doesn't matter. Fumble or crit doesn't matter when you're increasing a stat because you're only increasing it one step. Unlike skills that go up 3d6 steps. But you now have a maximum of 7 willpower points instead of 6. How are we doing this? Meditating, self-discipline, what are we talking about? Is she going to find her inner true light through meditating on a crystal?
No, she ain't that type. But definitely, she's going to set like a bunch of goals for herself. She's like going to lock in, basically.
Okay. Self-discipline,
Yeah.
She's picking up new habits on scheduling and I
She
don't know.
loves schedules.
Are we doing any meditation or anything else like that? Or just, I don't know. What other ways could we improve?
She's pushing
willpower
herself.
points? Well, pushing herself, okay. Yeah.
Pushing herself to her physical and mental limits
So we're doing like
through insane calisthenics.
workouts, yeah, calisthenics that are
She loves
just
the calisthenics.
testing
hit
her willpower
Gonna
rather
hit
than
that
her
slow
physical.
down.
Yeah.
She's gonna perfect that slowed down muscle up.
Uh-huh. Very well. Who is the bond that is going to fray because of this? Is it Bo again? You gained a point, you lose a point? Or is it gonna be
No,
your
this
partner?
time's gonna be Addison.
What? You're hitting your partner? How does that play out? When you're inward
Okay,
looking
so-
and focusing on yourself, you forget about your partner?
I think it would be more of Morgan is distracted again. Like they're trying to hang out and do their normal stuff because they don't really get a lot of time to do that.
No, they
This
don't.
time is like
What does Addison
time
do?
is
What
precious,
does Addison
you know?
do when not with All right. Addison sells stuff from home.
She doesn't really go outside, but she's a
Right.
own body. So, and people need connection too, so she does get upset, and Morgan isn't really into hanging out with her as much as she would like, that type of thing.
Is there a moment of suspicion, or is there a moment of just, I'm feeling abandoned here, you're hardly ever at home? She's suspecting cheating, or is she just feeling abandoned? Or
Oh
is there
no,
something
Morgan
else?
is not the type to like be seen cheating. She was dragged into this relationship by Addison. She doesn't know what she's doing. Okay.
Okay, so maybe it's like
So
Addison who's
she should
planning.
be feeling abandoned.
Addison is planning like what we should do, like a trip, just the two of us, to somewhere and just chill and like a I don't know, a lake retreat or an ocean retreat, or have a vacation in the Caribbean, or go skiing or something over a long weekend, and you're like, nah, no time. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, and I'll be like, okay, we'll play at something, I think, and they would
then-
have to cancel because
Oh.
I'm busy on that day.
And when she hears like that you have to cancel, there's gonna be a long silence over the phone. It's one of those very uncomfortable silences that speak a lot.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
yeah, both of us feeling bad.
But otherwise, everybody here is really well adjusted and fine. Perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And so it is, my friends, that we find ourselves in June of 1998. And Phallus, Windows 98 is coming in less than a month. And it's going to be as problematic a launch as Windows 95 was, probably. I remember the 90s with the operating systems and the Windows, each upgrade with Windows being a real nightmare the first 2 months because of all the updates they had to make to it. But it's 1998, which also means that .com boom has started. People, like, internet is becoming, like, spreading. Like, millions of people are logging on, and you now have access to 44 kilobit per second modems. It's super fast compared to just a couple of years ago. It's happening. It's happening. The internet is a thing now. You can surf and go to websites, and other people are also setting up websites.
The devil's work, I'm sure, but hey,
The
pretty
devil's
neat.
work, yeah. Definitely. Oh, we have 2 big movies coming out. Deep Impact. That's not gonna... How does that feel for Morrigan and Blair? Speaking about the Nemesis thing. World-ending disaster.
Oh,
I don't know
God.
if any of you
No.
know anything about what Deep Impact was about. It was... there were 2... So often in Hollywood, 2 studios do the same kind of movie, but they're called different things and have slightly different angles. They do that a lot in Hollywood. So Deep Impact was the disaster movie with a big asteroid or meteor hitting Earth, and maybe not world-ending, but very dramatic anyway. That one had Elijah Wood and Morgan Freeman in it. And then in July, it's Armageddon with Bruce Willis and like Jerry Bruckheimer and Michael Bay directing. So, yeah. But and Godzilla, the 98 American Godzilla, wrecking New York. And The Truman Show is coming out. I'm sure Blair and Morgan is watching Deep Impact and going, yeah, it's fine. Everything is fine. This is not giving me flashbacks or anything. Nope. Not at all. Next time when we meet, in a week from now, this cell is going to get a call. Surprise! Spoiler! You had no idea that would happen, players, did you? You thought you would live from now on happily ever after and not have to be called in by A-Cell ever again. And I'm gonna give you the name of the op already, or the name of the... I don't know what A-Cell is gonna call the op, but the case file is called A Night on Owlshead Mountain, and I'm sure it's gonna be nice and peaceful. Who doesn't like a nice trip to the mountains and just camping for a little while?
Are we fighting the Yeti?
Maybe,
no.
maybe not. Who knows where
we
Owlshead
get
Mountain
it?
is, though?
Do we get our own rooms this time? In a ski resort?
Maybe. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a ski resort in June. Yes, that's the best place to go.
Ski resorts don't magically evaporate in February.
They don't magically evaporate in February. Absolutely right. Yeah. You'll just have to find out in a week from now what a night on Owlshead Mountain might implicate for Z-Cell. But I'm sure it's going to be fine, though. Yeah. It's always fine. This is Deltagrin, after all. What could possibly go wrong? And with those famous last words, we will see you in a week. Thank you all for tuning in, and in a week from now, Sanity and Bodies will be rendered.